The budgets we're doing in Medicaid and education are what we call two-year budgets. So we're closing the gap this year, and then we are reducing the rate of growth next year to a sustainable level. Medicaid was supposed to increase at 13% next year. That's going to be down to about 4%. Education was supposed to increase at about 13% next year. That will be down to about 4%. So it's a two-year appropriation in those areas. If we didn't do that, first of all, the day after we pass this budget, we'd have a $15 billion deficit next year. We would be right back in the hole because these outrageous, unsustainable rates of increase must stop. So we do that. On your other point about schools and the funding, you have to remember schools in this state have gotten tremendous increases in funding over the past decade or so. Tremendous. Double-digit increases, to be sure. Well, now we have to lay off teachers. The average reduction to a school district is 2.7%. 2.7%. You heard all the other rationales. We have reserves that are about $1.2 billion. The cut is $1.5. There's $600 million in federal unspent funds. Put all that aside. If the teachers paid the same health benefits that state employee workers would be, that's half the number. When they say, well, we're going to lay off teachers and we're going to hurt children, that's basically the threat in this discussion, right? If you cut the education budget, you're going to hurt children. That's their premise. No. I'm saying find a 2.7% efficiency in the education budget that has gotten double-digit increases and has gotten amazing increases over the past decade. Find an efficiency. Like every other family in this state has had to find an efficiency. Like every other business in this state has had to find an efficiency. Like this state government is going to take a 10% reduction. 10% reduction. And we're asking the schools to take a 2.7%. Well, they're going to hurt the children. Manage the school system. Reduce the waste, reduce the fraud, reduce the abuse. Well, we don't have any. I don't believe it. I was the Attorney General for 4 years. I investigated school districts. I investigated double dipping. I investigated pensions. I investigated procurement contracts. I know there's waste and abuse in school districts. And I know there's 2.7%. They'd have to say, we're perfectly managed. We are the Swiss watch of organizations. You can't find 2.7% waste or body fat in this organization. No, it's a threat. It's a game. It's a game. They want to oppose the cuts politically, so what do they say? I'm going to hurt your child. Your child won't get an education. This is not about a teacher in a classroom. This is about less bureaucracy, less administrative overhead, less superintendent salaries, less high salaries for administrators, more efficiency in transportation, more efficiency in back office, more efficiency in payroll. That's what this is about. This is about recognizing the new economic reality that government is responsible for management just like everyone else. And just like every family has to manage their finances, so does government. And the days where government can just throw money at the problem and raise more taxes and throw more money at the problem, those days are over. Those days are over. Because you keep raising taxes on New Yorkers, we will be here alone in this room. Wouldn't be so bad if we were here and some of the reporters weren't. There will be an exodus, and that's what has to stop. Thank you all very much for having us today.